Eva Thompson, a determined and hardworking nurse at Riverside Community Hospital, was finishing a long, exhausting week. On what should have been a peaceful Friday evening, she stopped by the local Hillcrest grocery for a few essentials before her younger brother's visit the next day. Eva parked near the store entrance, switched off her car, and took a deep breath, unaware that someone was watching her closely from across the lot. In a dark gray Jeep parked just a couple of spaces away, the driver's eyes locked onto her with a cold, predatory glare. The man behind the wheel was Jason Reed, a former city police officer now working security at a private company, with a reputation for being tough, and not always in a good way. Wearing casual clothes and a baseball cap, Jason looked like any typical local guy, but beneath that lay a record of complaints and accusations dismissed quietly. As Eva stepped out and headed toward the store entrance, Jason's Jeep suddenly lurched forward, screeching to a halt dangerously close to her vehicle. Eva jumped back startled. Jason stormed out, face flushed with anger. "That was my spot," he growled. "I'm sorry, I didn't see anyone waiting," Eva replied calmly, trying to diffuse the tension. Jason's eyes narrowed sharply. "Of course you didn't. People like you never pay attention." Eva's heart raced. She tried to keep the conversation from spiraling. "There was no signal or anything showing you were waiting. I didn't mean to cause trouble." Jason stepped closer, voice cold. "You think you can just do whatever you want? Walk around here like you own the place." Eva instinctively moved sideways, creating space. Jason mirrored her movement, blocking her path. Then he said something that stopped her in her tracks. "You always think the rules don't apply to you." A teenager nearby took out his phone and began recording. Jason glanced at him, unfazed, confident that no one would challenge him. Eva's voice steadied. "It's just a parking spot. Why are you making this bigger?" Jason sneered. "Because someone needs to remind you who's in charge." Without warning, he slapped her hard across the face. The sharp sound echoed through the lot. Eva staggered but kept her balance. People gasped. The teen's phone zoomed in. Jason stood waiting, as if expecting her to break. Instead, Eva's eyes burned with quiet fury. She calmly returned the slap, not violent but firm. "Don't you ever touch me again," she said, voice trembling but fierce. Jason froze, stunned by her defiance. "You'll regret this," he threatened. "Maybe," Eva answered, "but I won't regret standing up for myself." Phones kept rolling. A bystander whispered, "He hit her first." The teen muttered, "It's live." Eva scanned the crowd. No one moved to intervene, but no one backed Jason either. His supposed authority meant nothing now. Jason backed off. Eva brushed the sting from her cheek and walked inside. Her steps were steady. She wouldn't let him steal her dignity. Inside, she grabbed a basket, forced her hands to steady, and selected the groceries as if nothing had happened. But outside, everything had changed. Within hours, the video spread online. By nightfall, Eva's name was everywhere. When she returned to her car, her phone buzzed nonstop. Messages from friends, calls from family, and a text from a stranger. What you did took courage. Eva glanced at the mirror. The redness on her cheek was fading, but something inside her had shifted. She didn't know what was next, but she wouldn't back down. As she loaded her groceries, her breath caught. A long, deep scratch now marred the driver's side of her car, running from the front fender to the back door, deliberate and cruel. Then, on the ground near the tire, she spotted a silver token stamped with a security company's emblem, Jason's mark of revenge. She didn't pick it up. Her stomach twisted as she realized he was still watching from a distance. Eva called 911. The responding officer, a young man named Luis Morales, listened carefully as she described the incident. The confrontation, the slap, the damage, and the token left behind. "Did you see him do it?" Luis asked. "No," Eva said firmly. "But I saw him threaten me. He hit me, and now my car is scratched. That token, he left it on purpose." Luis took notes, glancing around the parking lot. "Think he's still nearby?" Eva nodded. "I saw his Jeep move. He's hiding." Sure enough, Luis spotted Jason's Jeep parked down a few rows behind a delivery van. Backup was called. Luis approached cautiously. Jason rolled down his window slowly, face unreadable but smug. "Officer," There's been a report of vandalism, Luis said. I need to ask you some questions. Jason chuckled darkly. Careful, rookie. You don't know who you're dealing with. Luis didn't back down. Back by Eva's car, she gave a detailed statement. She stuck to the facts. No exaggeration, no provocation, just the truth. Surveillance footage from the store and the viral video confirmed her story. An internal review launched immediately. The security company suspended Jason pending investigation. But Eva wasn't done. With the support of civil rights lawyer Jasmine Lee, known for fighting tough cases, Eva filed a lawsuit, not only against Jason, but also against the security firm for ignoring his history of misconduct. The suit alleged assault, emotional harm, and negligence, accusing the company of enabling a culture where abuse went unchecked. The trial moved quickly. Eva arrived at the courthouse, flanked by friends and advocates. Protesters held signs, "Justice for Eva. Respect is not optional." Inside, Jason sat with a slick defense attorney, confident, but the evidence was clear. Eva testified calmly. "I didn't ask for this. But when he hit me, something inside said not this time." Witnesses testified about Jason's past threats and aggressive behavior, including Claire Martinez, a retired social worker who had seen Jason intimidate a vulnerable neighbor months before. In closing, Jasmine addressed the jury. This isn't just about one slap. It's about a man who believed his position gave him power without consequences. It's about a woman who refused to be silenced. After hours of deliberation, the jury found Jason guilty on all charges. No dramatic speeches, no grand gestures, just the sound of handcuffs snapping shut as he was led away. The same sound he once thought meant control. Eva sat quietly, unmoved by applause and cheers around her. Justice didn't erase the pain or the loneliness of that moment in the parking lot, but it meant something. It was enough to stand on. In the weeks that followed, Eva was invited to speak at community groups, schools, and panels. She didn't claim to be a hero, just someone who reached her limit. She joined a statewide coalition for workplace fairness, helped draft new policies for better oversight, and led open discussions about power, respect, and accountability. One message stayed with her, a note from a stranger. "My daughter saw your story and asked why he hit you." I didn't know what to say, but then she said, Eva didn't cry. She stood tall. That's what matters. Eva never wanted to be a symbol. She only wanted groceries. But when hate came crashing in, she stood her ground, and by doing so, gave others the strength to do the same. Months later, on a crisp autumn afternoon, Eva returned to that very parking lot. She parked in the same spot, stepped out, and stood quietly. The street lamp flickered overhead. The air was cool. The pavement was unchanged, but she was different now. "I fell here," she whispered to herself, "but I got back up." With keys in hand, she turned and walked into the store. Not a victim, not a symbol, just a woman who refused to be silenced. Eva's story is not just about one moment of injustice. It's a powerful reminder of what it means to stand firm when everything tries to knock you down. Her courage turned a painful encounter into a beacon of hope, inspiring many to raise their voices against abuse and silence. In a world too often clouded by fear and oppression, Eva showed that dignity isn't something you earn by permission. It's something you claim with your own strength. Her journey sparked conversations about respect, accountability, and change, proving that one person's bravery can ripple through a community and ignite real transformation. Eva didn't seek to become a symbol or a cause. She simply refused to let hate define her. Returning to that parking lot months later, she wasn't just revisiting a place of hurt. She was reclaiming her power, her peace, and her future. This is the story of resilience, courage, and the unbreakable spirit of standing tall, even when the world tries to push you down.